I'm in salad and I saw nobody. It is directed by Ilya Naishuler, and this was a request by a Patreon. If you'd like to fast track a movie review, you can go to patreon.com/ASCpresents. And my previous exposure to this movie is the only thing I knew about this movie before coming in was this is Jimmy from Better Call Saul. And I was like, oh wow, let's see how this actor does. So, if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. The movie starts, we're following Hutch. He has a family, he has a wife and 2 children, and the wife doesn't like to touch him at all while in bed. And I'm like, what's up with this relationship, man? I mean, why would you be with somebody that you don't want to touch ever for a long amount of time? How long have they been sleeping with a pillow in between them? That is honestly my first question. Hutch is like, yes, I have the perfect life. I am working for some guy in an office, and oh man, I'm doing office work. I keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and I keep forgetting rather to leave out the trash every Tuesday morning. And I'm just like, if you're missing it every week, how much trash do you have? I don't think the movie does a good enough job with telling me how much trash he actually realistically would have if he kept missing the trash. Maybe he goes to the dumpster. I'm not sure. But you know, this is our good old pal Hutch. What a cool guy. So Hutch is, hutching about. And one night, you got a couple of hooligans just broke into his house. Ooh, we're gonna steal some things. Hutch is like, alright, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna make sure to check up on some hooligans. Hello, hooligans. Oh no, looks like you're gonna rob me. I'll have a gun pointed at me, and Hutch is about to go bam with the golf club. But then he stops, and I'm like, why did you stop, Hutch? Did you get a Hutch? Like a feeling? That was a really bad joke. Did you get a feeling that maybe you shouldn't hit these hooligans in the back of the head, kind of let them go? Because you aren't really in much danger. You don't feel like you need to kill these people, even though they're in your house. They're terrorizing, waking up everyone. You got Hutch's son is like, I'm gonna be a vigilante, and he like jumps on one of the robbers. And the robbers got like a gun. I'm like, oh, if you jump on them, hit them, the gun could go off. So I'm like, this is probably a smart move. If he's like, all right, yeah, you got a gun, I gotta really analyze the situation here. And you know who doesn't appreciate his analytical skills? The police. You know what the police is like? Why didn't you kill this man? Why didn't you? And I'm like, the potential danger of the gun being fired off in some other which way that you cannot control if you just hit somebody in the back of the head with a golf club. I think he did a really good thing there. I think he did a good job, and he was just looking out for his good old family. Now we're following Hutch. He's like looking for a bracelet that his daughter left. Oh no, my kitty cat bracelet! It's the worst thing ever! Where will it ever be? And Hutch is like, oh, I'm gonna follow those hooligans. I'm gonna go to their place. I'm gonna go find a watch. Oh, I took your watch. You took my watch. Now I take your watch, and I'm big old violent. And he's like, all right, show me where the place is. Show me where the kitty cat bracelet is. And they don't have the kitty cat bracelet. So I'm like, oh no. So he just like went after these people. He could have gone after these people all this time, but he only went after these people because of his daughter lost her bracelet that she loved so much. So he's like, oh well, I guess the bracelet ain't here. Time to go on the bus. And then a bunch of other hooligans come on the bus. They're causing some trouble. oh no, they're not welcome. You got a couple of them bringing some alcohol on the bus, just like causing general trouble. And then they park next to a woman on the bus. They just kind of like sit there and talk. And I'm like, that's annoying. Please, why would you do this? Are you just trying to intimidate her? Are you trying to be like, oh yeah, there's 5 of us guys. Oh, you cannot do anything about the fact that there's 5 of us here. But then, it's kicking time. And then we're gonna do all the kicky everywhere. And this kicky festival starts particularly with Hutch is like, all right, get off the bus driver. The bus driver allows him to push her, the bus driver's a woman, her off the bus. And then it's time to kick some butt. He's using the environment, which is pretty cool. The environment is a great way to kick all of these guys' butts. He gets thrown out of the window at some point. He kind of picks himself back up, and then he's like, all right, I'm gonna kick you guys' butt again this time. And then he does that. I should also talk about the environments a little bit, now that I mentioned them. A lot of the sets I've noticed are very high contrast, and what I mean by that is a lot of the sets, like for example, you have Hutch's neighbor. His house is black, and he has a white car. And also, his house is white and he has a black car. And then this also is, you got a few scenes where the interior is very, like, light. Like, you got like a kind of a tannish brown going on, and then you also like a dark gray. So a lot of the sets I've noticed were like that, and I find this to be a very fun touch. I was like, oh wow, I'm enjoying this a lot. It's very visually cool. So after having kicked some massive butt, he has to go back to his house and let his family free. Did I tell you what happened to his family? Oh yeah, he kind of like pushes his family after the wife had made a loving, amazing bowl of lasagna, like a casserole dish. I wanted to eat some of that lasagna, to be honest. She's like, oh yeah, lasagna time. And then, how rude of these intruders to be like, we're gonna kick you butt. Ooh, bam, bam. And he's like, all right, just go underneath these stairs. And then, you get locked underneath the basement. And then he comes back for them. And then there's just like bodies all over the place. And he's like, y'all gotta leave. Y'all shoo. Get out of here. The wife has so many questions, but not actually because she knows who he is. And you gotta protect the little innocent eyes of a child as you walk her through the graveyard of just the bodies on the floor, with blood everywhere. And I'm just like, I'm glad that the child is not seeing any of the blood, or else she would be massively scarred and wonder a bunch of questions about her father. He also has to find out about the barber. He gets a mysterious text message. Go see the barber. You need a massive haircut. Your hair is not short enough. Talk to this guy. Hello, I'm here, says Hutch. I'm here in the barber shop. And there's a guy getting his hair cut. He's like, hello. We have a package for you. Also, I should mention, the guy who's on the bus. Yeah, he's a son of a very important guy, a mobster, and now that mobster wants your blood. He wants to suck you dry. Sucky suck. And then also, he's going to go to your house, attack you. You're going to kill most of his men, and then you're going to get tasered. But then you're going to get out of that predicament. You're going to be in a trunk of a car, and then you're going to use big ol' brain powers to find a fire extinguisher in the trunk. Get a car flippity-flopped, flipping it in the air, you know what I mean? And then you're going to escape the trunk. And then you're going to come back home all in one night. And I'm like, what? What a cool guy. Oh man, Man, he just must be like the coolest guy. He's like hiding his ultimate power level. He just wants a normal life, is what it seems like to me. Also, I should mention that Hutch, after all of those men are gone, it's time to set fire to his house and burn everything down. Burn it all down. Oh man, just the pain in burning a house down that you own, that you have a lot of memories there, and I'm just like, oh no, not your family, whatever will happen to your family. Oh no, oh so sad. We also get a little bit of backstory on Hutch. He's an auditor, he's an assassin. He's like, alright, well I gotta make sure there's no one to arrest if I can't arrest anyone. Ooh. And also, he let one of his targets go free. A year later, he saw one of those targets having a happy family, and he's like, oh, I want a happy family as well, amazing, wow. Maybe I should retire. And then he retires, and I'm just thinking, your wife isn't very happy with you, you know, being a thing, being a person. She doesn't want to touch you while you sleep. Although, she does remove the barrier a little bit later, but I wouldn't consider that much of a happy life, just trying to force some sort of happy life. Especially since the happy life comes to a halt when you have a bunch of people breaking into your house. So Hutch is like, I'm gonna have a happy life, I'm gonna give a bunch of these gold bars to my employer. Hello, I have lots of money. Would you like lots of money, please? I like the scene, you have the dialogue is like, here you go, money. I would like to buy your company, and then like some guy is like, but no, you have to ask me. But then, no, it's actually not his decision. That was a funny moment. There's a lot of fun, just like, fun montages of stuff that just kind of happens very quickly. I should mention the cutting is very montagey, especially the moments where we get to see more and more of Hutch's awesomeness, because he's shown to be a little bit more of like a loser pretty early on, but actually has the keen skills. He didn't golf club a child because he didn't have any ammo in the revolver. He's like, there's no threat to me. I mean, not really, actually. What do they think? I'm gonna kill somebody because they wanted some of my stuff? Okay, you can have some of my stuff, I guess. That's what I think is going on through his head, honestly. We gotta go infiltrate the place. The son of like the mob boss that I killed, you know that guy? Let's go get his father. I'm just gonna go in, guns ablaze, and you got a claymore. He has like a claymore which says, oh, this side towards enemy, and it pretty much intimidates everyone that he meets that is a criminal, that is very hardened, is very intimidated by him, which leads me to believe that he's actually the ultimate guy ever that exists, that he has some sort of tattoo with like some sort of playing cards on his wrist, and like, oh, that's a sign to be scared. Ooh, wow. And I'm like, oh, this is fun. Just unveiling more and more of this guy's identity until the very end, where we get to see him confront the guy that he actually has wanted to confront for quite some time, it seems like. There's a whole lot of action which involves a lot of guns, a lot of kicking action, a lot of, well, I guess just one glass, I guess it's a glass shield, and you have the claymore on the outside. He pulls the claymore to kill the mob boss. And the glass shield does not explode. I was expecting it to explode, to just explode all over the place. And then Hutch would also have some sort of glass just in his head and everywhere on his body. But you know, that was a surprisingly very resilient shield. And I'm glad that he didn't die. He's like, alright, well, this business is done. they kind of had to mess with my family. They even tried to go after my dad, but my dad has proved to be an amazing person. He has his own shotgun. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go bam, bam if someone tries to hurt me, and I'm gonna hide my power levels, and everyone who is a big old shooty guy likes to hide their power levels. I should also mention now it's time to give me some more news on what happened in the future 3 months later. Oh, wow. Having a happy, good old time in a new place with the same family. Then, you have to do something again. I guess you're not retired. I mean, the big old honchos, your big old bosses are like, please do not quit. But he's like, I'm gonna quit. And now he's back in the game, so now he gets employed. And I'm like, oh, what about his family, though? How will he hide his identity, his secret identity, mind you, from his family? I'm just kind of thinking this now, because it's like, now he has to deal with the fact that he has to sneak around and deal with, his wife's like, where are you? But I guess she doesn't really care that much. She's not even, like, touching him while they sleep. I guess she's like, I feel a little bit guilty. I'm gonna touch you. Ugh. But, like, does she actually care? Not really. Honestly. That's how the movie ends. The movie is pretty flippity-floppity. I did mention before the sets were very high in contrast in compared to the colors with each other, such as you got a lot of like dark color in a set, and then you also have a lot of light color in a set, but there's not a ton of mids in the set colors. Also, a lot of the general color, the color of the movie, very not bright. It's not bright movie, so it's supposed to be more of like a realistic film. And honestly, this movie reminded me of a more realistic, less dog-y John Wick film. Because, you know, John Wick, you got a bunch of people just going through glass. There's not a ton of people going through glass. It just seems like a guy who's really so angry and he wants to protect his family. For John Hutch, I didn't really detect a ton of character development, except for maybe his relationship with his wife is a little bit less strained now. There's definite character development in the very few that I saw with the wife. She's like, oh, I'm gonna touch you now. But he seems like he's just not wanting to live the life of an assassin. And now he kind of has to. And the character development is that he's still an assassin, but he's hiding his power levels. So I guess the development there is the amount of power levels that he shows off. I think that it would be the character development. Everyone else, like you got his like dad and his brother, not also very developed that much. He must be like the most developed character, and not even then. Alright. Overall, I would say the movie is fine when it comes to the character development. You don't need much character development to enjoy a very kicky, punchy action movie about a guy who's on a journey to not kill people. I guess his journey for me is not as compelling as I wish it could be. But honestly, I did enjoy the fact that he's doing a kicking everything. I should also mention the editing is very fun, especially the montage editing, the quick edits like, oh, we're just establishing, oh, he's doing this, and then this, and then this, and he's doing it for constantly, especially the opening montage, where it's, I think like a few weeks go by, and you only see the few weeks that go by in the few cuts per day, and then more of that, and then we see the next week, and then we see more faster cuts, and this is the monotony. I liked that. It really did help set the tone of monotony no longer. You know? The cuts also weren't too distracting, so it kept me engaged. It also does help that this movie is pretty short. It's like about an hour and a half, maybe just a little bit less. It's a fun movie. And if you like John Wick, but you want to see more of a realistic John Wick, this is definitely the movie for you. And the fun action. Not as much character development as I would like, but this is fun. And because of the fun factor, I gotta give this movie a solid 7.2 out of 10. If you like this review, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer. So, if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. So you can request a movie in the comments below, or you can fast track the request at patreon.com/ASCpresents for $20 a month for one movie review per 1 month, or $3 for some daily vlogs, all at patreon.com/ASCpresents. Or if you want to help support the daily grindiness, I can't exactly do a daily grind in this chair, but you can help support this daily grindiness at this link tree right here. Daily sets and SFW content. It really helps with the channel, keep it all going dailying, and you'll enjoy the content too, so go here. And until next time, I'm in salad sauce. See you later, my salad, croutons, and bacon bits. Damn, dog, that was so long. That was so long. That was so long. That was so long.